The red chickens are Rhode Island red. And the black and white ones are Plymouth Barred Rock. Sometimes they're called Plymouth or Barred Rock. I love my chickens, they're so sweet. Brought them some treats, some stale crackers and stale bread. A couple pieces of broccoli that were almost dried out. They're going for the bread. Here it is, February 23rd. It's 80-something degrees outside, a beautiful sunny day. A slight breeze. It's gorgeous weather. This kind of weather gives me spring fever. I'm in trouble though because it's going to be a while before spring is actually here. We're going to have more cold days, cold snaps, cold spells, bad weather. But I'm enjoying today while I can. What are you doing over there in the shade? What are you doing over there in the shade, Missy? Guess that answers my question. Alright, I'm using an old horse trailer for my chicken coop. Because one, we already had it. So free is always great. I'm in the process of taking that shed and turning it into a chicken coop. And we've got some of the work done on the inside, but it's not ready yet. But right now, this is the chicken coop. I open this door on the side. They get in and out. They can get in and out of the weather, the cold, the rain, the sun, the heat. In the summertime, I slide open the windows. There's a screen there to keep animals out so they can stay safely at night. But this little door up front has a surprise. It's a nest and there's 6 eggs. Yay, girls! You go, sisters! Wanting a treat. They're gathering right here at my feet. Wanting a treat. I'm gonna get in here and get them a treat. They like dried worms. You wanna see how much? So what do you think? Think they like them? Think they like them? My girls are spoiled. Alright, girls, I'm gonna shut the door. I could actually keep the door open. I have in the past because they're in a netted area. Electrified poultry netting around the pasture. Hopefully it keeps predators out. And I was leaving the door open. And once the fence fell down and the sheep got in there and they ate my chicken feed. Made a mess. Was not good. And then I had a little ram lamb that couldn't get out of the pasture. Kept getting out of the pasture. Didn't matter where we put him, he got out. Girls, settle down. There's plenty to go around. And so I'd put him in here with the chickens, thinking maybe he couldn't get out. There's my Texel There's my Texel Katahdin cross ram. I think he's beautiful. He's bigger than my Texels. He's bigger than my Katahdins. He was born about a year ago. He's a year old. He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart, aren't you? But anyway, when I started keeping the other ram that was getting out, put him in here with the chickens, I had to keep the door shut. He'd get in there and make a mess. And so I use a side door. I tie it open with a string in case the wind blows and it's stormy, they can still get in and out. Then I remove the string when I shut the door. They like to nest on those crossbars. I had sticks that my sons and I had cut and we'd put across there for them to roost on, but they like those better. Keep their feed bucket in there to keep the mice and varmints out of the feed. Don't know if it works, but I'll try. And this tack, I was keeping the feed up here, and I found a couple of mice nests in here, and they made Swiss cheese of my feed. So I quit putting my feed up there. It had to be in a container. I think they hide in those pipes. But if chickens can get them, chickens like to eat mice too. I'm not seeing any lately. There for a while I saw quite a few. Every time I open the door, they come look at me. But like I said, I left it open a time or two so the chickens could get in and hopefully catch the mice. Oh, sister. Rhode Island Reds, on an average, lay about 300 eggs a year, which is a pretty good amount since there's 365 days. They lay quite a bit. I think the Barred Rocks, they lay about 200 eggs a year, which is not bad. So I usually have eggs year-round. Now this past year, right before a cold spell, several of them decided to molt. So they weren't laying eggs at that point because they're concentrating on putting their feathers back on so they don't freeze in the cold spell. And I did have one that froze. She didn't manage to make it in the coop one night, and it was rainy, and she was underneath it when I found her the next morning, and she froze, but she only had about 12 feathers. I hate it. It was very sad. But a friend of mine gave me, I was giving them layer feed because that's what I had. She had an extra bag of feed called Feather Fixer. It had extra protein for them to help put their feathers on, and gave me that. And now they look beautiful and full of feathers. This one I'm a little concerned about because her feather color doesn't look right. They tend to be a little bit dingier or faded or something, whereas these girls, the white is bright white, the brown doesn't look faded. So I don't know if she didn't molt over there that her colors don't look right, or if she's not super healthy. I guess I need to Google that because her color's not quite as pretty. She tends to be a little bit smaller too. What do you girls want? I gave you treats already. Come here. Some of my girls back there. I love animals. Oh, get off of her. Don't be mean.